Yes. You thought I was going to review chapter 56.5 now, would you? But guess what? I am. It just took me a while to remember that it came out in English translation because, much as I love RoboScans for translating this, they sure do let it take their time. Who knows what's going up there? But, anyways, I'm just thankful that the chapter's finally been translated. Well, anyways, I've been reading the comment section on different manga sites. People complain about this chapter, saying how this chapter was just a filler chapter, like it had no importance. And I'm like, people, you should know by now. You're already like over 50 chapters in deep with this manga. You should know by now that there's no such thing as a filler. Everything in this series happens for a reason. No matter what time, what place, it'll eventually have some sort of effect towards the future. And most times it'll being very, very important. Anyways, this chapter is actually one that in my opinion, I'm glad they decided to do it now than before then, because I can see why they did it. This chapter is pretty much one of the adventures that happened during the time of volume 5 of the manga, where Rudius and the gang were in Millis and Rudius found his dad. Now, the difference in this one is that, however, they made this after certain events. In the manga, this originally in the novels, this event happened during when Rudius found his father, where Cliff and Eris met each other, and they went on a mission to kill some goblins. However, they kind of placed it differently. I don't know why, but instead it was after Eris found out what happened to Rudius and his father. This is where Rudius and his father, Paul, had his big fight, and then they were kind of emotionally unstable for a moment. So I don't know why they decided to move it the events like that, but whatever, man. I'm just glad I decided to do it because I thought this chapter very important. Because in the last chapter, well, some chapters before, Cliff said he knew Eris. He met Eris before, and this is the time he met Eris. Cliff was an orphan who was adopted by the late Pope, and then he was trained to be a prodigy, a genius. So because of that, him being around by a lot of yes man people, he always thought he was dressed for greatness. He's the only person out there in the world that's like that, which kind of kills a certain person's experience where they're raised with a silver spoon in their mouth. So because of that, they think they're better than everybody. But when they get out in the real world, realize because you're a genius doesn't mean you're going to survive every situation. It brings down a realization about that. I really wish some people who are raising up their children to teach them just because you're very good at something doesn't mean everything's going to be smooth sailing for you. You're going to have a lot of bumps and patches on that road. And Cliff understood that when he met Eris. Now, he found Eris very fascinating. They were around the same age. Because of that, he thought, hey, let's get up together. He's trying to impress her, but however, she's not having it. She's not, because Eris knows Rudius, and Rudius is 2 years older than both of them, and he can do so much more. He can do chantless spells. He is a good strategy person. He's a person that leads the group, where Cliff, he was just following Eris around, just being a little nuisance. So she was pretty much bragging about how much Rudius can do so much. And he even said, do you like him? And she hesitated, so she does, but as some people need to understand, that Eris felt like she wasn't worthy of Rudius because of she felt like she was just in the way and everything. Every time she would get stronger, Rudius would get stronger than her, but not in a physical way, but more in a mental and smarts kind of way. So she knew that she needed to be strong enough to keep up with his smarts, and so that's why she ran away. Now, this in a way killed Rudius' Cliff's pride in a way, realized he wasn't all that. But also another special event happened. If you don't know, they came across a group of people who works for Cliff's grandfather's organization, the Pope, and they were trying to assassinate Amiku in the night. Now, the fact that the Pope has his own league of assassins trying to kill other factions just proves how corrupted that any side you're on, there's something wrong with it. That being said, these people that Eris protected, believe it or not, is actually Breeze's aunt and Miku, who have a very big importance later on in the series. I mean, later on. I'm talking about when Breeze is a full-fledged adult, is how far the importance will be. That being said, a lot of people were saying comment section because I guess they don't understand. I guess that's the difference between when you are a source material reader and you're just reading based off the manga. You'll see why they're doing certain things. So from a different perspective, I had to see it from. So I try to think of myself, not reading the novels, just coming in like, what's the point of this chapter? I guess to show Cliff that he met Eris and see how it's like. Okay, but now that I'm a person who read the source material, I see the major importance of this chapter. It showed off two important things. One is the people that Eris rescued on their mission. The second one is at the very end where Cliff sees Elizalane. I think her name is Elizalane. I keep getting her name wrong. Elizalane. Elizalane. I think it's Elizalane. The elf woman, the one who sleeps around a lot, because she dies. Now, a lot of people are like, don't do it, it's a trap, she'll eat you alive. Yes and no. Like I said, this chapter is very, very important. It will have a major impact on the series ahead. Trust me on this, people. You're going to like it. In fact, I was reviewing this in the next chapter, well, in Raw, anyways, comes out next week. And also that, in other news, volume 3 of the light novels will come out next week, I believe next week, in hard copy. It's already out in digital. Also, they already came up the cover for volume 11 of the manga. I'm still waiting on volume 10 to come out, for God's sakes, here in America. 7 Seas, please hurry up. Well, anyways, that's all I got for this, really. I just wanted to let you guys know how the importance of this chapter really was. You know, a lot of things that happen in Mushoku Tensei that seems like they're not that important will have some sort of importance later on. It's a sample of cause and effect. Long-term cause and effect, you would say. You know, sometimes things don't get you right then and there, but it'll get you later on down the road, whether they may be good or bad. Depends on karma. So anyway, that's all I got for this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I cannot wait to see what else this gets. It's already on volume 11, and usually not many isekai manga based off a novel series don't last that long, but it seems like this one's doing pretty well, because it's very popular there in Japan. So let's keep it up. So if you ever get yourself hands, like anytime you get a chance to buy a book from them, help out, man. But that's only if you like to support Mushoku Tensei. Okay, don't take my word from it. Just do it yourself. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.